Hi, Ray. Today is October 26th, and as usual, I am always happy to create these video lessons for my students when they can't make it to their lessons. I love doing these. I love the fact that you can go back, watch and follow along. Ultimately, what I want a lot of these video lessons to be for you um, is a workout video, right? It's sort of a practice along with me video. When I was coming up in music and being trained and stuff, I wish I had had more resources like this, somebody to sing along with. Sometimes it can be really tough for me, at least to practice on my own. But to have somebody to sing with, to play with, it's kind of like working out, having a workout buddy in the gym. It's just better motivating, right, than just kind of doing it on your own. So hopefully this is a really useful tool for you and really useful video. I want to split it into two parts. The first part, I want to give you the basics of piano, what we're going to be looking at there. And then the second part, I want to talk about singing. So you've done piano and singing before, which is great. So a lot of this is going to be review, Ray, for sure. And it's going to be, and that'll feel good, right? Some of it may be new, some of it may be different from what you were taught before. I'm classically trained originally, but over the past 20 years, I've refocused more on singing pop and rock, and I've had to do that and learn a lot. So I can share a lot of what I've had to learn as an adult with you. So I've gone through the process of essentially being a student again to learn a different style. So I don't yet know which style you want to learn. I can teach all of them. I'm more than happy to teach classical singing to you. If you want to do more pop and rock, that's what I'm going to gear toward today. I think that the classical technique should be the foundation, can be the foundation for all other styles. I think that that helps longevity and health. You know what I mean? So there's going to be a lot of that traditional or classical technique that's a part of everything that we do, but it's going to be very different in terms of how we approach singing when it comes to like singing pop and rock and all that stuff. Okay, but piano first. Okay, so I know you don't have your keyboard yet. When you get your keyboard in, again, I know this is going to be a review. No matter what your keyboard looks like, if it looks like this, if it's shorter, everybody has a middle C. And typically, Ray, the middle C is going to be the white key. It's always going to be the white key on the left side of the two black key group that's underneath the name on your keyboard, the brand name. And you might have a keyboard that's flat on the top. Some people don't have a name on the keyboard, like mine says Yamaha right here. Some people don't have that. Look for just the center, the general center of the keyboard. Look for the two black key group. See, they look like chopsticks right here. And on the left side of that is a white key. That's middle C because he's in the middle. But this is also a C, Ray. Remember, this is a C. This is a C down here. Left side of the two black key group. This is a C. This is a C. Okay. Now, C is good to know because he's sort of home base. From C, you can go everywhere else. You can kind of figure out everywhere else. Like if this is C, if I go left or if I go backwards, so to speak, this is B. I'm going lower. That means I'm going backwards in the alphabet. This is C. This is B. And this is A. So I found A just from knowing that middle C. The music alphabet, as you may remember, is A, B, this is C, D, E, F, and G. Okay. Now, that music alphabet is true of all musical instruments, except for the really weird experimental ones that really nobody uses. But A, B, C, D, E, F, G is the musical alphabet. On a full-size keyboard like mine, it starts on A and goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, starts over A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and keeps going up until it hits C at the very top. Okay, so you've got that covered, a musical alphabet. All, I'll say Western music, in other words, all music that's modern that we use now is composed of notes that are A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. On a piano, we have all the keys that indicate that are part of that musical alphabet. The black keys, as you may remember, are sharps and flats of those keys. So this is a C, like I said. This is C sharp. This is D. This is D sharp. This is E. This is E sharp. But guess what? It's also F. Okay, so a key can actually be two things. That's the fancy word is enharmonic. So this is E. This is E sharp. Why is it E sharp? Well, because it's the key exactly, it's the next door neighbor of E. It's to the right. It's a half step higher. It's still a sharp, even if it's just a white key. So all of these black keys are either sharp or flat. And sometimes even the white keys can be sharp or flat of something. Okay. Now, what I'd like you to do when you get your keyboard is to get your, well, one thing I have to cover first, and this may or may not be something that you learned when you learned piano, but your finger numbers, right? So your thumbs are called ones. These are numbered ones. Your pointers are called twos. Your middle fingers are called threes. Your ring fingers are called fours, and your pinkies are called fives. Now, I'm going through them kind of quickly, but as you can see, Ray, look, they're going away from each other. That may seem okay now, but it gets kind of weird sometimes. So be patient with yourself. When you're thinking of finger numbers, like it doesn't make sense that this is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That doesn't, because we read from left to right. So it's like, how is that? I'm going backwards. What's happening? You know, so be patient with yourself. Do this where you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That tactile reinforcement may help you remember 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and go from there. You know what I mean? So finger numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My right hand 1, my thumb is going to go on that middle C that we were talking about. Okay. And then my left hand, the 5. See how the 4 comes down, by the way? I just wanted to mention that. That's very normal and natural. What we're going to encourage in our lessons is something called finger independence. Okay, so this is what piano technique does. The fingers really want to play together all the time, meaning sometimes they want to play when it's not their turn. And so what you've got to do is make them independent. Like, nope, you're strong by yourself. You can play by yourself. You can play by yourself. You know, don't act like that. You have to train them, okay? So anyway, left hand, 5. On C. Now notice this is a C. That's that middle C that we were talking about. But guess what? This is a C. That's a white key on the left side of this 2 black key group. This is a 2 black key group. This is a 2 black key group. That's a C. Piano technique. You're going to round your fingers, Ray, like you're holding a bubble and you don't want it to break. Okay. My rule is, this is rule with myself, but with my students too. Round your fingers enough where you can't see your own fingernails when you're playing. If you can see your own fingernails, that means your fingers aren't rounded enough. So round them just enough where you can't see them and you'll be good. They shouldn't be clawed like this. If you have long fingernails, unfortunately, you'll have to shorten them. I like long fingernails too, but you'll have to shorten them in order to play with proper technique. They don't have to be super short, but they have to be short enough where, again, you can round your fingers at least that much. You know what I mean? Now, my hands are in position. Ray, you'll notice that there are 2 white keys in between the thumbs. Do you see that? So if I'm playing playing, there are 2 white keys that nobody is on. That's correct. That's how you know you're in the right spot. Now, in much of the literature and the music that we're going to do, some of the books even, they call this C position. If you remember that, great. If you don't remember that, that's okay. But it's a term that a lot of books use to get you to remember where to put your hands and getting them in the right place. So right hand thumb on C, left hand 5, the pinky on this C. And then what I want you to do is one at a time, right hand, I want you to play the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then come down the stairs. 2, 1. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now that may be very easy for you. This left hand 5 is going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If that's really easy for you and you're like, yeah, Heather, I can do that, of course. Play them together. Do not think of the numbers, Ray. Just go lowest note, next note up, next note up, next note higher, up, down, 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 down. Once again, C, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, C. When you get really good at that, you can go, and then you can get faster. Or even staccato, which means, and then really smooth, like. Now, one of the technical things I want you to remember as you're getting back into the groove of playing piano, you're rounding your fingers. My posture, my alignment's terrible. Remember straight, not straight back. I'm sorry, tall back, not straight, right? So I should feel tall here, but don't try to straighten your back, right? It's slightly S-shaped, so don't try to straighten it. Now, I have proper alignment. My fingers are rounded. This is also what I want you to remember. Heavy arms, okay? Like your arms are heavy, and your arms are playing the piano, not so much the fingers, right? It's not a push button. It's, oh my gosh, my arms are so heavy. They came down and played this. This is called a C pentascale. And this can be an excellent first exercise to get you back into the groove of playing. Strengthen your fingers again. Really simple. You don't have to do it exactly at those C's, Frank. I mean, if you like, you can play it up there. It's not a big deal where you play it necessarily, but I want you to start playing this once your keyboard comes in. I'm so excited to show you in person. It's going to be great. Anyway, singing. Now, we can actually use the same notes. So you can play notes for yourself and exercise your voice. So what I mean is you can take that right hand, you won't need your left hand, and I want you to sing on a very relaxed, lazy ooh, Ray. Like not ooh, but like ooh. Like you don't really care. And you're sort of like, I don't care. Very relaxed. Like you came from the dentist and you're like anesthetized. You know what I mean? I want you to go, ooh, and then do it here. Ooh. See how they're the same notes as what you were just playing on the piano? Ooh. Now I'm playing higher and higher, but it's the same thing. Trying to stay relaxed. Now that is a great exercise to do, especially first thing in the morning. Now the question is, why did I have you do a very relaxed ooh instead of ooh. Okay. One of the things that I emphasize in my singing lessons, it's a word you're gonna hear a lot, is freedom. Okay. So a free voice is really the only way you should be singing. Our goal is to get as little tension, tightness as possible in our voices. Get most of it out. Now it's impossible to get all of it out, right? I mean, just we're human, right? But our goal is to get everything free and loose. The muscles in the face, right? Some people have this worse than others. Um, you're gonna self-massage a lot here, right? Everything here, like this muscle, and a lot of people tends to be tough. These muscles, the extrinsic swallowing muscles, they tend to be tough, or neck, right? It just depends. I get tension right here. This tension here is the tongue tension, right? That's mostly due to the tongue right there. So you'll notice that I do this a lot when I sing because I have to check myself. Your tongue is a big bully, and it often wants to take over your singing. It just gets hard. It's a muscle, right? So it's hard, and then this gets hard. It tightens up. You do not want it tight. Over time, you're going to train your tongue to understand that it's only needed to make words, but it's not needed to make good sound. It's only needed to articulate certain sounds, consonants, right? But it's not needed for anything else. So in all of your practice, Ray, one of the things I want you to do, because again, you may or may not have tongue tension. I haven't heard you yet, but when I hear you, I'll tell you. But a lot of people deal with this. I want you to check yourself. When you sing, let's say happy birthday. So I'm going to sing happy birthday with my tongue hanging out. You follow me? Okay. So I'm going to go, that's very goofy. But let me tell you, that prevented my tongue from getting tough inside my mouth. If my tongue were just left to its own devices and about like gonna get all tense and stuff, I might sound like happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. See how that's the kind of trouble that your voice can get into if your tongue is just left to tighten up. So check your tongue, if that makes sense. In the old days, they would even, old voice teachers in the 1800s in Italy, they used to have their students, even now, but they would have their students hold their tongues while they sang to get that free sound, right? To teach the voice, no, this is what you really sound like. You don't need the tongue. You just need to sing freely, right? So that's going to be our goal for a long time. Do that exercise there, that relaxed, lazy ooh. Play those exercises there, and you're going to have a great time. It'll be a great foundation. Daily exercises. I'm going to send you some more audio exercises. Just sing along with them once a day, and you'll just get a lot of confidence, from those, and you'll remember a lot. Like a lot of the sensations will come back. So have fun with it, and I'll see you next week.